I think being authentic, being yourself, but also paying attention for wolves and sheep's clothing. But that's also when parents come into play, depending on how young the person is, and making sure that you kind of vet certain projects and things that they're in, and who it's actually coming from. Because a lot of people may just be out to get money from people as opposed to really trying to help them get into an industry that they're into. So
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, babies in their diapers, welcome to the Tiberius Show with your host, Tiberius Boy.
That's me, Tiberius.
And welcome to the Tiberius Show today, and I'm your host, Tiberius Boy. And as always, we're looking at various jobs and how they affect the world around us. Today's guest is going to be very interesting. We're going to talk to award-winning singer, songwriter, actress, author, and now an emerging transformational, motivational speaker. Wow, it's a mouthful. I think my dad's just, just letting the guest give the job description again, maybe. But you know what? But do you have any idea what all that stuff does? Well, you know what? Neither do I. So you know what? Let's just talk to this girl and find out. Let me introduce our next guest to the one, the only, the amazing Stephanie G. Sanders.
whoop, whoop, whoop. Hey, I'm in the house, in the flesh.
Oh my goodness, you've been on this show before. It's so
I
nice
have.
to have you back.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. You have grown up a lot. I mean,
Okay,
you sprung
so
up.
you are listed as so many jobs. I gotta know, what got you started in the entertainment business?
I do believe it was my mom. She was a singer and still sings today. And just those genes, the entertainment genes came from her. But I've always been really like, not showboaty, but just into those things. But then when I started seeing, I'll tell you what, when I started seeing BET and they had music videos, and I started pretending like I was in the music videos and listening to mom sing, and I'd run in the bathroom and try to practice. So it kind of came from my mom, and then through TV and all of that. But it was already something that I'm sure was already there.
Now, something that is different is that you are also a speaker now. So what happened? Did you not have enough work to do?
You are absolutely right. Did I not have enough work to do? You're right. I don't know how I could add one more thing to the pot, but this is something I had done a couple of times before, and I was like, I didn't really take it on seriously because it was something that I did at the time whenever something came up. But I was like, okay, this is great. I'd love to express myself and incorporate all the other things I do in the motivational speaking too.
So I assume that you're still doing gospel content. Do you think that it limits the type of people that will view your content?
And why do you think that?
I mean,
Why do you
I
think
put out an album about being lion strong, which stands for leadership, integrity, obedience, and nobility. We're gonna
that?
talk on that later, but I was
Hmm.
kind of worried about being marketed as, the Jesus kid, especially because this show is not only just about God.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know what? It's not a bad thing to be called the Jesus kid because we all have our own paths to take, and you take your path with that. I take mine, and I guess I'm the Jesus woman then. So, but it doesn't take away from the other things that you do as long as you keep that in your heart and that's the way you live. So I don't have a problem with it because we're here to touch somebody, just not everybody. So whatever we're meant to do, we're still going to do our part and minister to them in our own way and
So
do a
what
lot of
is
other stuff.
so what is the best part about working in the entertainment industry?
I like the variety of things. I love the whole production aspect of it. I mean, I did a project just a couple days ago. Was it this week? It was this week, and just to watch other people behind the scenes and what they're doing, I'm like, ooh, I want to go back. I want to learn that. I want to learn this. I want to learn that. It's just so interesting to watch them do their thing, and then you pop out in front of the camera and you're doing yours. So I just love that whole creative aspect of things.
So, of all the different ways you produce your message, which is the most enjoyable for you?
Ooh, I think it might be two of them. It's got to be two of them. It's going to be singing and acting. Singing because of the lyrical content. I know a lot of times people get caught up on the groove or the beat or the emotion in a song or whatnot, but I like that the way I write, I like to write lyrical content, things for you to think about, stories, concepts like that. And then in the acting, you can still display all of that in a different way. I don't know. It's just so much going on in my head, and I have to express myself. And I think those are the two main ways.
Okay, so since you've been here, what is your newest project?
Well, I released a three-song CD, which is one song, but I released it in three different ways. Singing it with more of the gospel R&B style. Another one was in a what I call word spoken, because it's literally speaking the words from the song, and in more of a spoken word vibe, and then a jazzier vibe. So that's the most recent thing that I had released for Easter. But the song is actually a song that can be for Easter or Christmas, and it's called "For Me." For Yeah, for me. I have to think about it for you. It's for me.
So, what is one thing you think kids should know about being in the entertainment industry?
I think being authentic, being yourself, but also paying attention for wolves and sheep's clothing. But that's also when parents come into play, depending on how young the person is, and making sure that you kind of vet certain projects and things that they're in, and who it's actually coming from. Because a lot of people may just be out to get money from people as opposed to really trying to help them get into an industry that they're into. So,
Now, here seems like a good time to take a quick commercial break. Let's hear it from our
okay.
sponsors.
Okay.
So you want to make an ad for your company, right?
Yeah, Tiberius, you want to help me?
Okay, so what's the name of the company?
PPWND.
PP what?
Professional Pressure Washing and Detailing.
So you like clean driveways?
Yeah, like that. We pressure wash commercial buildings and semi-truck and trailers.
So how would someone get a hold of you?
They can visit my site at ppwnd.com or call me at 407-900-7793.
So I just tell them to call you at 407-900-7793 or visit ppwnd.com?
Yeah, Tiberius, you got it.
Cut! That's a wrap! Just use that!
Oak Ridge Gun Range is a family-oriented shooting range that has been in business for over 30 years. They specialize in basic firearm training and offer numerous services such as consignments, gun trades, gunsmithing, and concealed weapon classes. I even got my training for gun safety at Oak Ridge Gun Range. Great customer service, and firearm safety is what they do best. So find out more at oakridgegunrange.com.
And we're back here talking with Stephanie D. Sanders, who has been performing all of her life. So, Stephanie, what is the hardest part about your job?
The hardest part, I would say, would be time and actually getting things done right now. Because you can do the work. It's just a matter of balancing out time and getting it done. Sometimes also with the acting and so forth, you have to really take time management very seriously when you're trying to learn scripts and things of that nature, and or even turning over audition tapes when they come in one day after the next. So it can be a combination of things at times, but you just kind of learn to go with the flow. And once you do it so many times, it becomes almost like clockwork. I can look at something at lunchtime and say, okay, this audition is due whatever day. I like to try and turn it around within 24 hours. So I already know in my mind when I get off from work, boom, I'm going home, I'm gonna set up, I'm gonna do this, this, this. So I think time management will be really, really, really key, first of all. And then the other stuff, it will come like second nature after doing it for a while.
So we now already know that you're an author. So was it hard to find someone to publish your book?
No, I did self publishing for that. I am looking and prayerfully hoping to go and republish that because I wanted to add some things to that. So it wasn't difficult because I actually saw someone out online who helped me to go through a couple of those stages to get it done. So that part was really good, and I will definitely probably be using the same person to help me. But no, that part wasn't difficult. Once you get with somebody that can at least help you through that first time in doing it.
So what is the best part about writing your own book?
It's yours. It's your thoughts. It's your vision. It's your messages that you want to get out to people because it's not just for you. In knowing that something that you've written, somebody's going to read and it's going to be able to help them or even confirm something or educate them in something. So just that satisfaction of getting it out of your head on that paper and it's out for people. You don't have to keep it's enough in here going on. So just to get that out to the people is really rewarding to know.
Now you have received a number of awards. Now, can you tell me the highlights?
The highlights is just one being nominated but one winning because after you have won it it's like it's it's rewarding because you know somebody has recognized what you're actively doing and they have given you a kudos for that, and it's been rewarded because of the diligence, because of the work, because of the messages. So that in itself, just receiving like the Morris Brown College Foundation Award, the Achievement and Entertainment Award, that was my college alma mater. So to receive that from them, it warms your heart to know that somebody truly recognizes what you're doing, and it's something that's really been done well in their eyes and not just in your own eyes. People also recognize and see it too.
So who can you say was the person who helped drive your passion the most?
Me, because my friend told me, and I hadn't thought about it before. He was like the person who helped me to get started in singing. He was like, Stephanie, you are so self motivated. And that is very true. I've seen other people, and I think seeing other people is one thing to know that they've done it, but to also know within yourself that you can do this. You have the ability to do this. And there is a self motivation that we have to have in order to get these things done. So I definitely would say myself um, for that. And I'm grateful that God gave me that type of ability to do that for myself. And I don't necessarily need a bunch of people saying, "Oh, great job, go on, keep doing this." No, there's something inside of you that wants to do it. So I will go to great lengths to get those things done.
So can you share some advice for someone wanting to just work in the entertainment industry that's just starting out?
I would say think about what you are truly great at, or something that you know that you can do right now that has the ability to have a little bit of talent already, something that your friends may not be great at, but you know you are. If you know you're a great singer, if you know you're uh, someone who can speak well or remember lines well, hone in on those skills now. Young person, well, some people start a little bit later in life. I'm a little bit later in life. So I would say you have to discover what you are truly gifted at and you go hard on that to master that and to really get your flow down and just go for it. Just go for it. Start looking for different ways of using that gift and that talent and putting it out there for other people and just move on it. Act on it. No talking. No. Just move on it. Move
So what is the
forward.
best advice that you've ever received and who gave you that advice?
I think it would have to be a book that I had read. Uh, Robert Schuller. Never let never let a problem become your excuse to quit. And I had read that prior to college, but there was one instance when I really wish I would have remembered that right after college, when someone lost my master tape for television hosting, and that book came up, but it came back up later. So I think that would be one thing that really kind of sticks in the back of your mind, because problems and challenges will come, but you have to stay true to yourself and just move and get it done.
Now, I hear that you're building a podcast. Can you tell me more about it?
No, or I'll have to kill somebody. No, you know, there's a saying that a mentor gave me one time, and I have heard it multiple times now. It's like when you're working on things and you're planning them out and so forth, move in silence. And I have done that even without knowing that statement. Um, so it will be a couple of podcasts. I will say that. Definitely want to do some things with some podcasters that I know of. So I just can't even tell you. Just know they're coming down the pipeline. And if you think you want to be a guest, connect with me and I'll share one or two with you, because I am doing some pre recordings.
So, what message do you want to tell children all over the world about doing the work that you do?
I would say do it because you love it, do it because you want to do certain things, not just because someone else is doing something. Uh, Find out who you are and find out what you love to do. Find out what you're interested in. Go with that. Don't just follow the crowd. Follow what's in your heart. Follow within you that you are already truly gifted at, and go for it. Go for it.
So, how do you deal with guests that deflect the hard questions or just give you one word answers?
I still listen to what people say, because though I might ask you one question and you come back with something else, you might have said something in there that might trigger another question for me. And I believe that comes from doing radio, TV, and film in college. That I do listen for other questions from people, and or something that I already know about them, to just transition over into to talk more about them, maybe personally, to warm them up to the interview, and then go into going for the kill for whatever we're really there to talk about. So I haven't had one just yet completely like that, but every now and then you may get a one word answer or something. So you have to think, okay, they might not really be interested in that. So let's kind of shift gears here and go with something else.
Well, on that note, let's take a quick break to pay some bills.
Okay?
The Tiberius Show would like to thank one of their dedicated sponsors, Custom Designs Orlando. These guys are on Mills Avenue and do all sorts of stuff, ranging from photo ID badges, engraved signs, custom braille ADA signs, vinyl lettering to trophies and awards. The cool part about Custom Designs is they can ship products all over the United States. You can reach them at 407-898-0373 and tell them that
Tiberius!
sent you.
Over 40 years, Lighthouse Central Florida has provided education, independent life skills, and job training to thousands of Central Floridians who live with blindness or any degree of vision loss. Whether it's picking out clothes in the morning or just moving around your community and serving Orange, Seminole, and Osceola counties, contact Lighthouse Central Florida at 407-898-2483 or visit them online at lighthousecfl.org.
And we are back here with Stephanie D. Sanders, podcast, author, speaker. What are you going to come up with next to do?
Television hosting. That has been there since college, and I need to do that.
Well,
It's
the
still
hardest
in
part
me.
for me is how to make money with my podcast. After COVID, we lost a lot of sponsors. What's the best way you monetize your work?
I think with what you're talking about, who you're talking to, and thinking about that prior to for relatable type of items or products that can be used within that show that will relate to that guest, you know, and just trying to hit people with a different way, whether you're giving them one and another one free, something like that, to try and kind of get them onto a cycle of wanting to participate and have their business or product be on your show.
So what's the craziest thing that's happened while you were doing your passion?
Crazy. Well, it was crazy for us. Oh my God. I did a commercial for Blue Cross, and it felt like it was 100 degrees outside. The craziest thing with that, it was so hot, and it was two of us. They had fans. They had fans that we could hold in our hands, fans that they would stick down the back of our pants like that in the back, just where the with the handle on it, so the air shoots up your back. So you're holding one. They have one back here. They have another one, that a bigger one on the ground, and then they're standing there with another one over you. And they had a little tarp over the top of the space that we were working in to try and one smooth out the sunlight, but it also was trying to help with the heat too. That was the absolute most craziest commercial shoot that I've ever had. It was so hot, but you know what? I did not really complain that much. But it was super hot that day, and I had a couple of hot flashes too. I mean,
Well, what have you learned about yourself that you wish that you knew earlier?
I wish I knew even more so that it was possible for me to do the television hosting side of things. I think that would have really kicked things off a lot sooner for me, even after that guy lost my master tape, though I didn't know about making a copy of it. I think that if I would have had the resilience and the thought process that I have now, that no matter what the obstacle is, I'm going to find a way around it, through it, over it, to get to the goal, then that could have really helped me in that one moment that could have changed my life a little bit earlier.
Well, if you could change anything to make your job easier or better, what would it be?
Oh, that would be having an assistant and a small team. Having an assistant and a small team of people to help get these projects out of my head, off paper, and actually produced. Because you can only do but so much yourself. Um, and I'm going to really be so grateful when I have the opportunity to have a full time assistant and crew, to where we can get out here and just have a good time and knock these projects out all across the United States.
So, Stephanie, during your off time, what are your favorite things to do?
I like to exercise. I like to exercise and walk and go to the movies with my cousin. We will sit on the second row in the movie theater in the chairs that lean all the way back, and we will take hoodies, our own snacks, and a little blanket. Sometimes we fall asleep, sometimes we don't. That's one. And then I go over and I see my mom. My mom is a character. My mom, she has like this comedic kind of thing about her. And I go see her and spend some other time with my cousins when we have little brunches or get-togethers. I am looking to do some more things though. 'Cause my sister said, I want you to get some more variety in what you do, like for yourself. Okay, because you get in that work mode of getting things done with the whole entertainment thing, especially if you're doing it yourself. So I got to get some more things on my to-do list.
So what was the biggest mistake that you've ever made, and how did it change you as a person?
Um, the biggest mistake that I made was continuing in high school to play basketball instead of me just being a trainer and still being with my friends out there who were playing because I could play, but I was more of a defensive player. My mom told me one time you should focus more on track and field because you're really good at that. And my goal was to become an Olympic track athlete, but I got hurt in basketball, so that cut everything out. So no more sports after that. No, I did do some dance groups, but yeah.
So is there anything else you think my listeners should know about you and what you do?
I think they should know that I am a very dedicated person to what I believe in myself. I truly believe that there's much, much more to come down the pipeline. Um, I am looking for people to collaborate with, to working on various projects, whether it's music or uh, television and film type projects or content creation. So that's who I am at this time. I'm looking to really expand in all those areas, and I look for you guys to support like you support Tiberius. Come on over and support because we need it. We work diligently in the different things that we do, and that support is very much so needed at times, especially when we're trying to monetize and move on.
So do you have a Facebook or website for my listeners who want to follow you?
Yes, sure. For the social media sites, you can literally type in my name, Stephanie D. Sanders, in Google, and it will pull up an array of things and sites and things like that where you can connect with me directly under Stephanie D. Sanders. And then for the current website I have is Stephanie D. Sanders Actress.com. You can
Well, what
reach
is that?
me through that.
Well, what is that one question that you think I forgot to ask you?
Um, am I married? No. But hey, I am available. Praise God.
Well, thank you so much, Stephanie D. Sanders, for being my special guest. Can you stick around for Math Corners?
I will do my best to stick around and see what you got going on.
Aw, Dad, my computer's slow again and I can't play my games.
Call your computer solutions today and we will scan for viruses and clean that computer up remotely and make it fast again. Our phone number is 407-826-0810.
Thanks, Dad, my computer's fast again. Now I can do my homework. Thanks for calling your computer solutions at 407-826-0810.
Tiberius' favorite subject, it's Math Corners!
And now it's time for Math Corners. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for helping me with Math Corners. This week, we're just someone will up word problems. My dad is always going to find these problems for me to solve. And today, we're going to talk about... Oh, no. My dad's trying to make me teach a lesson on people management. Oh. An outdoor music concert expects 2,400 people to attend. For every 60 restrooms, the city requires organizers to have one restroom available. They're also required to have men's and women's restrooms. The organizers estimate for 60% of the restrooms to be for women and 40% for men. So how many restrooms should be provided for women and how many for men? Well, at least my dad did not ask how much space was needed to build the restrooms, and I can see how this is a real world issue because, people who go to concerts do need to be able to pee, or worse. But you know what? First, you have to find out the total number of restrooms needed. So 2,400 people divided by 60 would be 40 restrooms. That one was pretty easy. But now we have to find out how many for women. So you have to figure out the 60% is 0.6 and times that by the 40 restrooms and you get 24 restrooms for women. That was harder, but still pretty easy. Then I have to find out the men's. You can just times 0.4 by the 40 restrooms, or you can just subtract the 24 from the 40. Then you get, I'll let you pick, but either way, you get 16 men's restrooms. So, Stephanie, do you have to plan out how many restrooms are at your concerts, and why do you think women take longer?
I don't have to plan them out. No, it's usually enough for us. Women, we have to do other things. We have to do various things in there with layers of clothes and all of that. Yeah.
Well, my teacher said that I would use math every day. How do you use math with your work?
Every day, every single day, in my own daily transitions, making sure I'm where I need to be and how much time and so forth. I have to do that, and then working with some of the kids too, working with their math, working with time in the classes with them. So I didn't even think about it, but math is used all day really for me.
Well, thank you so much, Stephanie, for your help with Math Corners.
Thank you.
And now it's time for the Heart of a Lion. As you know, we talk about the qualities of being by the Heart of a Lion, which stands for leadership, integrity, obedience, and ability. This week, we're going to talk about obedience. For me, I think obedience is being fully committed to doing what is pleasing to God. The qualities of obedience are compliance with a good attitude and respect for the laws. You know when someone's being obedient when they follow instructions willingly or thoroughly. This week, I was at recess and noticed a kid in gym class. The coach blew his whistle, and all the kids formed a line in unison. I mean, everyone was quiet and stood at attention. It was so different from when we first started. Back then, kids would be looking at different directions and moving around, but this was structure. This was cool. I mean, everyone did the same thing, and gym class was able to start way faster and way more efficiently. When everyone agrees with certain laws or rules and follows them, everyone benefits from the ordered result. It's kind of amazing to see obedience in bulk and how cool it looks. So, Stephanie, do you have an example of obedience that you saw this week?
I think it would be every single day, in whether it's me working at my job or me working with some of the kids and them following instructions in the classes or in the hallways and things like that. It always just makes things much more peaceful, much more enjoyable, and you can get a lot more done. You can get a lot more done.
Well, we should always try to be lion strong in everything we do, shouldn't we?
Right. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's our show, folks. I want to thank the one, the only, the amazing Stephanie D. Sanders for being on my show. It has been so much fun talking to you today. I think we learned a lot about your work and look forward to you growing in your speaking career.
Thank you. I appreciate it very, very much. I look forward to it too. I look forward to your growth as well. We're just going to tear this year up and do some really productive things.
Do you mind giving your social media and website again?
Yes. If you check me out on all my social media under Stephanie D. Sanders, you will find me. Other than that, you can put my name into Google under that same name, Stephanie D. Sanders. And the website would be StephanieDSandersActress.com.
Well, also, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at The Tiberius Show. And I would like to thank WWPR 1490 AM, Canteen 88, Soul Radio 24/7, Easy Way TV, and all the other stations that air my show. And please be sure to visit The Tiberius Show on YouTube and hit that subscribe button. Now, Stephanie, I assume you're subscribed, right? Well, check just to make sure. Just check. Oh, and be sure to leave me a comment if you want to work in the entertainment industry. I answer all the comments myself. Also, be sure to listen to us next week on The Tiberius Show with your host, Tiberius Boy.